An asynchronous clock domain crossing component is required when the relationship between two communicating clock domains is specified as asynchronous. The clock domain crossing component has a FIFO buffer, and you can configure the depth of this buffer. To achieve full throughput, the depth of this asynchronous buffer must be sized appropriately to cover the full credit loop. In this case, it takes one launch cycle, 2 synchronization stages, 1 cycle to launch it back, and 2 more synchronization cycles. So for an asynchronous crossing, a depth of 6 will provide full bandwidth. However, if full throughput is not required on a specific path, the depth of the buffer can be reduced to meet the bandwidth requirement. This reduction provides corresponding benefits in area and the number of wires that are required. To configure the buffer depth, set both the async data buffer depth and async credit buffer depth configuration options accordingly. The performance tool allows you to check the buffer occupancy in the result statistics of the performance test case under the occupancy category. The mean, max, and min values are all 0 since we don't have any traffic crossing the PCDC in this performance test case. This is because the paths crossing the PCDC reach HMNI and PMNIs, and the performance model doesn't currently support AHB and APB interfaces. The data and credit buffer depths can be modified from the canvas by selecting the PCDC and clicking on PCDC channel parameters under the property editor. NOC-SC has set these buffer depths to 2 based on the traffic requirements that we specified under the basic and advanced traffic pages of the interconnect architect. You may modify these values based on your bandwidth requirements across the crossing.